Hey y'all, welcome back. I have been doing a little bit of work in my altered Reader's Digest horse themed journal. Gotta make a little repair right here. Just gonna glue the edge of this pocket back down. So the majority of this journal is collage work. I'm using a lot of book pages in this journal. I have a video explaining how I do an altered book, how I start with a Reader's Digest and break it down and work with the pages and turn it into an altered book. And I will link that video below in the description box. I added a book page image to this card. And I believe that these background papers, like the purple one there, are from Artie Mays. I'm pretty sure. They're probably her jelly prints. And then I have a double pocket here, and I made a large card to go into that using another book page image. I have another card in here, a folded card that I made, and it has some little pockets that I added on the inside. I'll need to make something to put into those pockets or find some book pages. I'm just going to stick this in here for now, and I'll work on that at another time. Now, this part of the book, I want to use that envelope somewhere, but this part of the book is still the story. I kept the Western themed story in this journal to go along with the horse theme. And I want to work on this page. So you can read the entire original story that was in the Reader's Digest to begin with. Now, I don't know if that is my idea or not. I have yet to see an altered book where someone kept a complete story inside of it and then made journaling space in front of it and behind it in an altered book. But I thought it'd be really cool to do that. And there's a pocket here. I had that paper clip there to remind me that I needed to make something for that pocket. So I know I want to use this horse image. And I also wanted to use this envelope somewhere. So I'm going to figure out a way to put these two things together. And the envelope is a little bit too large to fit into the pocket. So I'm going to have to figure something out. So I brought in my cutting board. And I'm going to cut both sides of this envelope. And I'm going to speed up this video. All right, now I need to cut the book page down so that it fits the envelope. It fits, but I feel like it's too plain. So I cut some strips of this book page, and I'm going to use that to make a frame. In hindsight, I would have glued the horse image on first and then put the frame around it, but it is what it is. And I'm just trimming the excess off. I like this better, so I went ahead and glued my image to the front. And the inside is boring. So I'm going to dig through my papers and find something that I like. And I'm going to collage on the inside of this envelope. So I'm going to turn it into a writing spot instead of just an envelope. And I found a paper I like, so I'm going to cut off the white edges and then find some more papers. I like this book page. I'm going to use the horses from this book page. Okay, I finally decided on papers. So I'm just going to finish collaging this envelope. And when I trim around this, I decide I don't want that white strip on the flap of the envelope either, so I cut it off. And I'm going to trim all the way around the envelope before I put that book page image on. Okay, done. I like it. It can go into the journal. And because the other side is so plain, the next 2 pages are so plain, I decided to leave the flap sticking out of the pocket just to add something to those pages. No, we'll take it some time to dry and get used to being in that pocket. To sit flat, I'll just close the book overnight and let it sit, and that will sit flatter. And then somewhere in all this mess, I lost the journaling card that goes into that pocket of the cowboy with the horse. Took me a minute to find it, and then I spent a few minutes digging through papers again to try to find an image that I was happy with to put onto this journaling card. So I chose an image, just ripped it out, and I'm going to glue it onto that card. Just one simple image. Okay, and I'm done with this page, other than I do need to put something down the center here because I collaged on both of those book pages and there's a gap there that I'm not happy with. And in this pocket, I just folded up a book page that I liked that was historical, informational, and I slid that into this pocket. Now I'm going to need to do some cleanup before I continue on with this project to make some space on my desk. So I think that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, y'all.